Let's rock this bitch. Hey girls and gays and days, how is everybody?
Happy podcast day.
It
What about
is
name?
currently Monday, the 3rd of June, which means that we are in our podcast's first birthday month.
Oh my God, our podcast is a Gemini.
I was just about to say our podcast is a Gemini. She's
What
she's
was the big
fierce.
three?
What'd you say?
She has a big three. I need to do our podcast birth chart and post
Yeah. I
them.
think you need to do that before we record the year
I think
anniversary
she
one so
was
we
like
can
a
know who
Leo.
she is.
I think she was a Leo rising. I can't remember exactly, but
Week.
she's a
I
Gemini.
know. She's a Gemini. But yeah,
She's a
guys,
Gemini.
I hope you all had such a lovely bank holiday weekend. You'll be hearing this on a Wednesday, of course, after it. So I'm feeling like by now you've come around. You might feel a bit more, I don't know, not as shook or something. You know, the way it
Yeah, it
takes like
was a
two
bank
days to get
holiday.
over a hangover now.
A bank holiday in Ireland. It was a holiday day yesterday here in Rome. The UK had no bank holiday. It was
They had one last weekend.
gorge. Is that just like dried naturally? Stop. If it is, I hate you.
Yeah, it is. And do you know what? This was me with a blast ride to it. Like, remember when I said my natural curls are coming back? Like if I'd actually let it fully dry naturally without doing a blast, like my hair, you've no idea. It's insane. Like, yeah.
I love it. It's like wavy but not frizzy.
It's waves I have. It's like proper like wavy waves though. Like they really come, they do their own, you know what I mean? Yeah, who would have thunk after me bleaching my hair for years when it gets back healthy, I literally don't know how to maintain it. But I was like, I'm not going to bother straightening it for the podcast because I'm trying to like reduce the heat on it as well. But like, look at
Mm.
my roots. Like, it's so funny because I thought that I'd gotten like so much darker over the years. Do you see the pissy blonde it is? Because of the sun the weekend. I'm like, oh my God, there's the pissy blonde.
Sunlight. Wait, get the lemons out, girl.
Get the lemons out, girl. I know. I was like, shite anyway. But yeah, the pissy blonde is back because the sun was out the weekend.
I don't even think that's pissy. I think that's sun-kissed.
Do you know what? I love
She's
that.
sun-kissed.
I love that you came up with a nicer version of it for me. So thank you, girl.
She's Gorgina. She is sun-kissed. She
And
is.
yours is looking lovely and healthy and long.
Oh, it's such a journey. I feel like my hair, first of all, thank you. But I went onto this whole rant on my vlog yesterday because I was vlogging because I'm
I
back in
know I
my
can't wait to
vlogging.
watch it.
But it looks the same length as it did this time last year, but it's 10 times thicker.
I
So
think though, yeah, I was going to say it does look longer, I think, than what it was when we started the podcast. I do feel like it was a bit shorter when we started it, but the thickness and the health and everything in it now, it's so nice.
yeah, the thickness is back. I'm making a conscious effort to brush it before I go to sleep,
Mm,
put a bit of hair oil in,
mm,
and just prevent breakage as much as humanly possible.
yeah.
So that's what I'm doing.
I need to get better at my hair care. I've gotten a bit lazy these days and I can like kind of feel it in the bleach coming out in the ends. I am getting it toned again tomorrow though. Because the toner is completely out now. Like, but it's so funny, like
You
all
should
that's my natural
try that
color.
hair mask, the Christoph Robin Baby Blonde. I
I
swear to God, life
should.
changer.
But I'm
No,
kind of going dark blonde, so I don't want it to make it blonder. Do you get
it
what I
won't
mean?
make it blonder. It'll just get rid of the brassiness, but not make it purple.
No, I don't need that because I'm actually going darker. Do you know what I mean? Like tomorrow, my toner makes it nearly
Oh,
brown. So if I
okay.
put that in it, it would kind of like lift it, strip it back up again. So I better leave that off until it gets to the stage again.
Okay.
But I definitely do need like an anti-breakage kind of a one. I'm using the Redken All Soft at the moment and it is working,
Mhm.
but I
Mom
need a
loves
little
the
something.
all soft.
So
It is
good.
great.
So
It is
good.
great.
But yeah, I had literally really bad asthma attack yesterday, guys. That's why I didn't watch your vlog. I was like, I can't laugh. I was like, I literally can't. Because if I giggle, like I'm fucked. Excuse my language, sorry guys. But I was so bad, Rebecca. I literally, oh my God, I can't even like put into words. Like I was on the nebulizer 4 times yesterday. I really thought I'd have to go to South Dock. I was like, I'm not getting enough oxygen into my lungs. Um, and yeah, it was just because like I'd been out at my cousin's 13th and we were sitting out the back and all the pollen, like imagine being allergic to something in the air, like, like
Like to the way you breathe.
literally just to the air I breathe, like give me a chance, like please. Very bad,
You
but
should just walk around with your pot of natural
I
honey.
know, but that's what scared me because I literally
Like, do
bought it
you?
that day and I was like, because I'd ran out of it. But what I was saying to mom is I think the pollen had got me used to the pollen by my house, but they live like all the way out in Kilflyn. So it could have been anything out
Different
there.
pollen.
different pollen,
different
like.
pollen in different parts of the world.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, anyway, it was a lovely weekend, very chill weekend. I really needed a weekend like this. You know, when you just feel it in your bones and you're like, I have
Mm-hmm.
nothing planned this weekend. And I was like, this is the first time actually in a while. I was like you
Mm-hmm.
going through the thing where it was this, and this. But I was so chilling this weekend. I literally, and I've done nothing. I haven't even read a book, but I might do one today. I've actually cleaned my room, done the washing. Like I was like, how adulty do I feel that I'm excited about the fact that I've done my washing? I can't wait to put it away. And I'm going to hoover my room. I changed my bed sheets. I'm
No,
in
sorry,
such
why
a
are we
reset
so on
day.
the same vibe? What did I do yesterday that I've been meaning to do for ages? My wardrobe.
Oh, I love that. I love that
Because
for you.
I edited my YouTube video and Niamh, I'm not joking when you watch the YouTube video, my bedroom looks like a prison cell. It's so bad. It's so bad. So I was editing and I was like, oh my God, I'm living in like the most miserable looking room right now.
I'm
Spent the
weak.
whole day, but got up this morning, laundry, bought floor cleaner in the
Love that.
along with my white monster. And I
Mm.
just feel like it's such a good time to reset the start of June just before
Isn't
summer comes in.
it? I
Yeah.
couldn't agree more. I was like, you know
Mhm.
what? You need to do this room. But also, a doctor told me ages ago, if you've hay fever during the summer, you should be washing your hair every day because all the pollen clings to your hair. Like, and
Yeah.
then it's stuck near your face, so like it'll catch up. So I washed my hair before I went to bed, changed my bed sheets, and I actually slept well. So the pollen must have been caught in my hair. And he said, hoover your bedroom floor every day because whatever pollen gets dragged into the house. So I was like,
Yes.
I'm going to be at that every single day now this month just to make sure I can kind of, and I can't open the windows for the rest of the summer now. Like I can't even let in fresh air, like because all the
No,
pollen
that's
will
my
just come
worst
in.
nightmare. How do you
I
know what
know.
you should get? You should go on Amazon
Yeah.
and get yourself the robot hoovers and
Yes.
the Dyson cooling thing.
Now
Treat
the only,
yourself.
the treat yourself. Treat
Make
yourself
your room color.
2011.
No, but don't they like cleanse the air as well?
Yeah. So, you know, those little robot hoovers, I couldn't get them because, you know, I've got 3 steps in my bedroom.
Yep, going
I would
down
show
to
you if it
your.
was, yeah, going down. So it would fall off.
No, you can set out a map, I think.
Okay, maybe I
And
might.
it avoids it because it detects the stairs. It won't fall down.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, but I would love, I was even thinking I might get like an air purifier or something for my room
Yeah.
because it'll take all the pollen out. So I know it'll be expensive, but it's a good investment and I think I might look at it. But yeah, what else am I
Yeah.
playing?
Bedrooms have to be sanctuaries. I'm like, they have to
Yeah,
be.
they
They
have to
have to
be.
be.
And everyone who comes into my room always says, "Oh, your room has like such a good energy inside here. It's so nice." And I'm like, I know that's because I made it this way.
Yeah. And I feel like it's such an investment. And I also feel like when your bedroom isn't that,
Yeah,
it actually plays with your subconscious and you don't even realize.
yeah, I agree.
Because
I
yesterday
couldn't agree
evening, I
more.
went into bed at 8 p.m. and my room
Oh,
felt amazing. And I left there today and I left incense burning, windows open.
yeah,
And I was like, we've rejigged the energy in here now. And I like,
yeah. It's fresh energy out with the old, in with the new. You know what I mean? Like
now it's a new month.
it is. How was the beach the weekend, actually?
The beach was Gorgina. I am beefing. If
I
anyone's
haven't.
watched,
I wish I watched it now before this.
I
I
am
feel so out of the
I'm
loop.
beefing with Italian beaches, Niamh. Um, they're not free. It's
I
not
mean,
like
that's crazy.
you can't just put your towel down.
Like we have them, so many of them in Kerry, but like we just don't have the
But
weather.
sorry, like I've lived in Dubai. If out of everywhere in the world, Dubai is the place that you'd be like, you'd understand.
They charge, yeah, because it's man-made. Like,
But
yeah.
but they don't. Like, of course, there's beach clubs, but
Yeah.
like the whole beach isn't like taken up like JBR or on the Palm.
It's
Whereas
crazy.
these beaches in Italy, like Santa Marinella, which is gorgeous, like
Yeah.
Chris known as like the pearl of the
Yeah.
Tyrrhenian Sea, gorgeous. The whole beach is taken up by privatized
Companies.
sunbed companies. Number one, it makes the
Yeah.
beach look so ugly. It
Takes away
does.
from the beaches, the aesthetic.
The aesthetic is off. And number two, they have like a free beach area. It's like a corner on rocks that you can't even like, it's so hideous. I went on Tuesday last week. I'm not going to go into too much of a rant because if you
It's
want the full
hideous.
rant, if you want the full rant, it's on
I'm
my YouTube
weak.
video. I went on Tuesday last week. It was Tuesday at 3 p.m. There was barely anyone at the beach.
Yeah.
They were trying to make me pay for €10 for the back row. Also, the classism,
Oh
the
yeah,
back
that's
row you
crazy.
get. The front row is all reserved. People pay for the whole summer. They pay thousands to reserve a beach chair on the
Goodness.
front line for the whole summer. And I put up a TikTok about it that actually went semi-viral, but it is falling on the wrong side of
Which
TikTok
account is this
because
on
I'm
now? Because
getting
I
a
can't
lot
keep
of,
up with yours.
yeah, see, I'm logged out of my old account at the moment.
Are you? Because I'm sending all the TikToks to that account. I've sent you so many. I was like, is she not replying to me?
No, I can't. I need to log back into it. But I'm
Betsy.
afraid in case I log back in and then they realize
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Mm.
So anyway, I made a TikTok. It has like 80K views
Oh yeah, I see
on my new
it.
account. But I'm so beefing because I'm like, I get if you want a sunbed, you have to pay for it. I've no problem with paying for
Ooh,
it.
I love the tea in the comments here. One girl goes, "Love Italy, love your hotel has designed beaches facilities." And you goes, "I'm not staying at a hotel. I live here. There's no hotels on this beach." And
Someone
then
told
your one
me,
goes, "Yikes."
oh no, but the comment section is popping off. But
Someone goes, "Just pay the £3 for fuck's sake." And you goes, "It was €20, but okay." I love this so much.
no, because I've no problem paying for a sunbed, but I don't like sunbeds on a beach. I like putting my towel on the sand. Like I'd prefer, if I'm on a beach, I prefer to be one with nature, like on the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you are a ground kind of person.
Like if I want a sunbed, I've no problem paying. Anyway, when Tuesday
I'm
and
weak.
I was beefing, I just kept moving like along the beach, water's edge. There was older women
Mm.
walking in the ocean with their handbags because they didn't want to pay. They just wanted to like go for a swim in the sea.
Yeah, that is crazy. That's
I know
awful. I wouldn't
it's
like
so
that
bad.
either.
Yeah, so I'm not really living my beach fantasy. I did go again Saturday and I did pay €15 for a sunbed with Carlotta and
Oh,
Ricardo. It was a lovely day, but I'm just
lovely.
like, ew, I don't
I
want to
know.
pay. Go
I
to beach.
know. I know.
Nowhere else, like Malaga, Marbella,
Mm,
Brazil. Like I have
not the
not,
Marbella of it all.
yeah, like Marbella and Dubai, like
Yeah,
Sydney,
I
nowhere.
know.
But
Mm,
apparently it's very, but the more south you go in Italy, the
mm,
less common it is allegedly.
that's insane. But I
But
suppose
I
Rome
live
is
in
like
the
the
south.
capital, isn't it? Is Rome the capital of Italy? Yeah. No, it's somewhere else, I think.
I think Rome is.
Is
I'm
it?
I'm actually I don't know that now.
Oh,
But what I do
okay.
know is I'm just going to be in a bikini on my patio and my neighbors are just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, but sure, why not? Like you're paying rent in that place. You deserve to. Oh my God, I hate this when you it is Rome. For some reason I thought it was somewhere else. Speaking, I know this isn't really on the beach lore of it all, but it is on the kind of same aesthetic swimwear vibe. Did you see Alex Earl walked, is it Sports Illustrated?
Yes. Miami
Yes.
Swim Week.
Yes. And you see, girls, way I paused there. I'm so bad at keeping up with influencers that I was like, I make sure I say this correctly. Yeah, she walked. And then remember that girl Zandra that she was friends with inside
Yes.
college, got like rookie of the year or something?
Yes. So Alex was the first ever cover of their
Was that the washing machine?
that's my laundry. Um,
I love that we're having such a laundry day today.
Alex Earl was the first ever cover of
Yeah.
their digital magazine,
Yeah.
Sports Illustrated, and she closed the show and she walked with her sister Ashton and then her
Yeah.
two little sisters, and
Oh,
then Zandra was the rookie of the year. I don't
yeah.
know much about the Miami Swim Week lore,
Neither do I.
but I do think Alex Earl is she's great. I've no
Yeah.
problems with Alex Earl.
Yeah, I don't either. I was just kind of like, ooh, because I could imagine one when you know you kind of have a friendship kind of breakup, which it appears that they did have, um,
Hmm.
because all the roads are pointing to the fact that they had. But it must be awkward that like, I feel like when friendships fall apart, I don't know if this is just me, but even if they've like done me so wrong, I'll always have like a place in my heart where I'm still rooting for them. And I can imagine both of them, if they weren't even speaking, like it's a hard day, they're both excited that they would have like liked the ability to be able to be like, well done, girl, or something like that. You know what I mean?
And I would imagine they were because Zandra was right next to Alex Earl's sisters in the group photo.
Yeah, maybe they were. So, okay, I didn't see that group photo. I just thought that
I
they hadn't
did,
even
and I
talked to
examined
each
it
other.
straight away. The second I saw it, I was like, the placement. But yeah, I don't like you know, I think
Mm.
as people grow up, friendships fall apart for various different reasons. And
Oh
sometimes it's
no, there's a
amicable.
helicopter going over the hit my house now. I hope that person's all right. Sorry, 1 second. That always means they're going to the hospital after rescuing them from something else. But sorry, go on. Yeah, because they fly over because the mountains are back this way. So when they fly over this way, that means they're going to the hospital.
Me thinking like some rich guys going to a golf club or something.
God, I wish. I don't think there's any golf clubs by me. Even on the other side, like it's just mountains. I can't wait. Oh, but I love the enthusiasm. But sorry, yeah, you were saying there about that. But I think
So
it is
yeah,
lovely though that Alex Earl's sisters walked down with her afterwards, you know.
so cute.
So
And
cute.
Alex looked stunning, beautiful. She really is like,
Stunning.
you know,
Yeah.
she's not just. I actually saw two TikToks about this. Number one was the whole Finita
Benita,
thing
yeah.
being, you know, because Alex Earl is white and she's blonde, she earns so much
Yeah.
more money, which of course there is like truth to. I'm not saying
Yeah,
that.
oh, like
Of
100%. Like,
course, there.
like we're not dumb. Like, we know that,
Yeah,
like, you know, that is like white privilege essentially. Like, that is true 100%. Like, that is like, there's no excuse for a fact that like a black content creator should be paid any less than like a white one for sure. But that beef, I don't know
100%.
what that stemmed from. Like,
But Alex Earl is the reason Alex Earl gets so much money is because people want to be Alex Earl. So she
uh,
sells like the "you can have my life" dream. So if
okay,
Alex Earl mentions a mascara, people buy the mascara. Like if I'm a comedian and
yeah,
people follow me because I'm funny, people
yeah,
might take my makeup recommendations or want to buy all the clothes that I have. Whereas Alex Earl, people want to be her.
yeah.
Like
That's true.
people,
Actually, it's kind of
so
given like this like upper class that like not anyone can really attain to. Like, I remember she was
it's like
going
the
on, like, was
American
it
dream.
she was going on like private jets, but while because her father obviously has the money to do it. And like, I remember
Mhm.
people being like, oh my God, like she is not the average like it girl. She's way higher than that, and that's why people love her, because they won't be able to experience it, so they're seeing it through her, you know.
Yeah, and she's giving like Serena Vanderwoods, and like she, like people want to eat where she eats, people want to do what she does. Like she gives this
Mm,
whole like lifestyle. And I think that is why, like, if a brand pays her 1 million,
mm,
they'll absolutely get that back in sales.
yeah,
Whereas if a
100%.
brand pays a comedian or
It's a
someone who
risk,
is
like,
more like people follow because they're funny or people follow, but
yeah.
whereas a lot of people follow Alex Earl because like she does her makeup flawlessly, but also she like takes you. When she started, she was like in her college dorm. She was like
Mm,
introducing like all these characters. I'm paraphrasing from a TikTok that I saw
mm,
from a black creator. I'll actually insert his video here because he said like he explains it better than I did of like Alex Earl, like in her early days, was posting 5 TikToks a day. Like she was working, like she was creating
mm,
this whole
yeah.
universe.
Hmm.
And even the ice cream thing, did you see that? Her family has an ice cream
Yeah,
shop.
I loved that. That it wasn't like an Air
Yeah,
One kind of a thing. She's like,
yeah.
support the family business. I love that now. I love
I
that.
do love that. And then I saw another video today being like from another creator, which I'll insert both these videos in the podcast or else put them on the stories, one or the
Hmm.
other, whichever I remember to do. But she was saying, can people stop giving out about influencers earning so much money? Because influencing is one of the only women dominated fields.
Mm,
So, like, men get protein shake collabs all the time and get paid.
mm,
Football, soccer players,
mm.
hundreds of millions.
Millions.
No one's
Yeah.
complaining about that.
I
But as
remember there
soon as
was even like this
we,
basketball player that was a woman recently.
yeah,
Oh, what was her name? It was on the BFFs pod, and she got some deal with like Nike or Puma or something, and they only offered her like 3 million. And every like even David Portnoy was like, she was robbed. Like, she's gonna make you so much more money than that. That like she should have been paid more. And they like had
yeah,
that open discussion that because she was a woman, she didn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
exactly. And like influencing is, I think, the only women dominated field
Mm,
where women are like the highest earners,
mm,
whereas every other field, it's men.
yeah.
And people always give out about how much influencers earn, like they earn so much money, like blah 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 blah. And it's like the money is there to be paid to someone. So
Mm.
let it be a woman.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
This might get me canceled. This is actually definitely going to get me canceled, but stop shit talking how much influencers make. The influencer industry is probably the only female dominated industry that pays well. Pretty much all jobs that are catered to females pay shit. Nurses and teachers, for example, barely a livable wage. And of course, all the male dominated spaces pay so well. No one will tell a male athlete they don't deserve the money they make. No one will bat an eye. No one will care that they signed a multi-million-dollar deal with a protein shake company. But an influencer signs a multi-million-dollar deal, people say she shouldn't be making that much. Influencing has given so many women their livelihood. Social media has allowed stay-at-home moms to generate an extra income, or students like me to help support themselves throughout college. It's allowed so many women to be financially free without having a lot of barriers to entry. You don't need a degree or expensive education or a course. You don't need training. Anyone can be an influencer. So instead of directing all your anger to these influencers and all your resentment, direct it at your government who's not taking care of you. Influencers are not the reason you can't afford to live, it's the government. Is flaunting your wealth as an influencer during times like these tacky? I would say it's a bit distasteful. And I would also just like to add, influencers are worth the amount they're getting paid. Brands would not drop tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars on an influencer if they weren't getting that money in return.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
God forbid.
God forbid. Funny that you're talking about this influencer thing though, but I'm also going to give a trigger warning here to anyone. I'm about to talk about you know, food and eating disorders. So if this is a trigger to you, I would recommend that you clip out now. Rebecca's going to insert a time on, if you're watching it
I'm
visually,
writing
where
comment.
to skip to, so that you can skip forward and just you can come back in at another point. And yeah, I hope that that's okay. But anyway,
Future editing Rebecca in her pajamas here. Skip 10 minutes to 31:29 to avoid the conversation surrounding body image, dieting, etc., etc., etc.
I do think I've seen a lot of discourse like recently about online about like the amount of influencers that were already, say, quote unquote, the status quo of what skinny was, or would have been deemed as fit and like healthy looking, and how that they've like dropped an enormous amount of weight at a point where it's nearly frightening how skinny they're after getting. And of course, there's this whole conversation about Ozempic, and I was just wondering, like in my head, like when when did we become as like a nation so focused? I know weight and how you look has always been a massive thing, but how have we got to a point where like you are genuinely putting your body under so much pressure to lose weight? Like the muscle mass you're going to lose, which is so important for like your heart, for your body, for your like everything to pump around, like fat, like minds or organs, like I just don't understand. Like I can't get over. And I do think that some influencers, they have a bit of a responsibility, you know, to kind of look after themselves a bit more, if that's the case, because they've got young impressionable girls looking up at them thinking that this is it. Sorry, years ago, hundreds of years ago, if you go into any art gallery, there's women with stomachs on them that look how like we look, and that was what the quote unquote beautiful woman was. They literally made fucking statues out of the female's body because it was so amazing. And now we're like regressing to a point in society where, number one, we're calling influencers out saying, oh, they're on Ozempic, and then number two, it's like, oh, they are on Ozempic and they're gone too skinny. Like when is enough for people to be like, weight isn't the be all and end all of you? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's so embedded in the patriarchy and like your value as a
Yeah.
woman, what you
Mhm.
look like. It's always going to be a cycle and a trend, which is so disgusting that it's even
Yeah.
a cycle and a trend. But I do feel like it is. And then I feel like there's so many psychological thought processes
Mm.
that go into food and health and how it's marketed and bodies and everything. Like, but it's like, don't comment on it. If
Yeah.
someone loses weight, if someone gains weight, if someone looks a certain size, if someone is a size, isn't a size, like
Mm.
the only way to fix it is by people stopping commenting on it.
Yeah,
Like
stop talking about it. Like,
by
yeah.
by news places stop, because obviously
Mm.
back in the 90s you had the magazines like
Of
comparing all the women
course.
in the summer in the bikinis. But I
Mm.
think it actually, the only way to like undo it is when those videos come up in your feed of people talking about it, to like press not interested, and to you yourself like not comment, not you. I
Mm,
mean, like people being
yeah.
like, "Oh my God, she's so skinny. What's she doing?"
That's
Or,
it,
"Oh
of
my
the
God,"
influencers, yeah, and being like,
because
"Oh,
I
this
saw
influencer
Flossie
is"
had to make a video being
yeah.
like, "Shut
Mhm.
up,"
Yeah, but
basically.
she's been so open before that
Yeah.
she has an eating disorder. Like I'm not being bad. Don't be dumb. Like even Nessa Barrett, when she was going through it and people were commenting on her weight, she was like, "Stop! I have an eating disorder." Like to the
Mhm.
point where she actually had to tell them when she gained enough weight back on that she was getting her period again. That she was like, "It's a great day for me," but nobody comment on my weight. Like, do you know what I mean? Like it's insane to me that like you said there, it's a trend. But how has women's bodies become a fucking trend? Like how risky of a surgery is a BBL? And now BBLs are out of fashion and now women are going to have to reverse them. Like the amount of things like that we do, we could put under the knife. We do this, we do that. And all for it to just change. That's out. This is in now. You can't keep up with it. You'll never, ever, ever in this lifetime, like love yourself enough if you don't love the way you look now. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely not. And I remember one year when I was going to Thailand, my first ever time going to Thailand,
Was this
and
the
I
time
was
that you
like,
lost your phone or your passport?
yeah, that time. That this was that. And I remember I was like doing the PT of it all and the gym. And
Yeah.
at the time, I remember thinking like, I don't look good enough to go to Thailand. Like this is back in like 2016 when I was like in my early 20s and it's like still influenced that way. And I remember being like, I'm not like at the point where I wanted to be. Like, I don't have a six pack. Why did I want a six pack? Who even knows?
Yeah.
My stomach's not flat enough. Like, I don't. And I look back at those pictures now and I'm like, I was so teeny tiny. Like, I
Tiny.
was so, and I'm like, but in my head at the time, I
Mm.
didn't realize what I looked at, like what I looked like then.
Yeah.
And it's so messed up how like warped you can get
Oh,
by
it's
like
insane.
consistently. And then when you take a step back, and I was like, and now I'd be like, I don't even like I'm going to Thailand. Like I was in Thailand and like
Mm,
I just think like when you look at your body as like a commodity of, oh, I need to look good in pictures, or I need my body to look like this
mm,
certain way so I can dress this certain way or so I can feel this way. Even when you do try and do it, a lot of the
mm,
time your vision just gets skewed anyway. And that's how you end up going down like a slippery, unhealthy slope.
mm.
Because I didn't realize what I looked like
Yeah. Yeah,
when
because
I
you
look back at those
don't.
photos.
That's the thing. And you know what when I look back on any time in my life where like I've been like gone down that very slippery slope, like because I know in college there was a point where I was like gauntly skinny and I also was like really unhealthy with how like I approached like food and stuff. And the only time that was ever triggered was whenever somebody commented on my body. And it's
Yeah.
crazy that that would happen because I was like, oh well they think that, so I need to do this. And like I
Mhm.
feel like because I'm a taller woman and I when I was literally like in first year of school, like my boobs, my ass came in. I've always been curvier than everyone else. Like I feel like for like so much of my early 20s, I like fought to like try maintain this like standard of beauty. And I never ever appreciated what I had. And I feel really sad now because I feel like I look at people that are like going through it and I'm like, you were literally perfect the way you were. Like you literally yeah, you don't look like X, Y, Z or this person, but you're not supposed to because you're your own person. Like, you know what I mean? And it's so sad that like, you know, you see these amount of people and like even like how dangerously gaunt they look, like as well. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I hope that there's someone in your corner that is like willing to bat for you and be like, look, maybe we'll like we won't go like this hard in the gym or we won't do this and like let's just enjoy life a bit more. Do you know what I mean? That can like advocate for you to like enjoy your life a bit more. It's just so sad. Like,
It is
but
so sad. And it's just so scary how like influence you can get by like looking at one picture.
one picture. That's all it takes, one picture, and you literally will spiral so much. I'll say one more thing and then we'll get off this topic because I know we've other things to talk about. But I didn't like have you watched the new episodes of the Kardashians?
I watched the first one, but I didn't watch the second one yet.
Did you spot the Monjarvo or something in Scott's
Apparently
fridge?
that was placed on purpose.
Yeah, but
They
like
had
that is irresponsible, I think. That is like massively irresponsible.
so irresponsible. Like fair enough if they went down a story of like line of like Scott has diabetes, you know, even if it
Mm,
wasn't real. Like if they
yeah,
did a fake, you'd
yeah,
nearly prefer a fake diabetes story
yeah,
over like because obviously maybe he hasn't been using Manjaro and maybe
yeah.
he's been like who cares what
Who
way he's
cares what way
losing?
he's lost it?
But
I'm worried about him.
having the
Like
fridge open with like they knew that was there.
they knew that was there, and also,
Like
I'm sorry for a second for them to be like, "This is the healthiest Scott has looked." Who are you trying to sell that story to? Because none of us are buying it. Like, do you know what I mean?
it's just,
It's
yeah,
scary.
it is quite. And also, I saw a TikTok yesterday of this girl who has gastro something something something.
Paresis, yeah, that's a massive side effect of it. And then apparently, which happens a lot with people who come off Ozempic and Jarvo or whatever it is, um, like so many of them are getting gastroparesis. Excuse me, and then they gain the weight back. So now they're just left with like the weight back and gastroparesis because you can't fix that. Like,
Yeah, gastroparesis is literally. I'm not going to explain what it is. You can
yeah,
Google it if you want to Google it. Crazy,
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 crazy when you think about it. Like,
crazy, crazy, and like not good either. But
no,
I
that's
just
definitely
think
not
like
good.
you don't need to judge your worth or anyone else's worth. Like if you are so much more interesting than what you look like, and if you are spending time with people who only value other
Mm,
people or you
and their looks, they're
based
not your
on your
people.
appearance,
Yeah, they're not your people.
but like you, like what? Ew. Do you know what I mean? Like ew.
And there's only one of you out there as well. Like, I
Yeah.
remember when my face thing happened, I got like so insecure and I was like, there's only like, oh, yada yada, this or that or whatever. And then I just thought, there's only fucking one Niamh Byrne. There really is only one Niamh Byrne. And like, you literally could try copy the recipe, but the sauce won't taste the same. So that's what you need to remember it yourself, guys.
I love that. The sauce
What?
won't taste the same.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So you
That's
just gotta, sometimes I feel like you really gotta bat your own corner and be your own best friend when it comes to things like that when you're feeling self-conscious. And like even if you have
yeah.
to like lie and tell yourself that you believe it, keep telling yourself that until you believe it. Because I just feel like we're in such a weird time in the world now where everything is so dark and like I feel like we don't need to like be making ourselves feel any more worse than what we already do. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
gotta bat for
And
yourself,
confidence.
girlies.
Yeah. And confidence is an inside job.
It
So
is.
you could
Amen.
look the way you want to look.
Mm,
But if the confidence isn't there to back it up,
yeah.
it doesn't matter anyway.
Doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
But yeah, so
What was it? Oh my
okay.
God, sorry. The kids in Cork who did the song.
Oh, I love
I
that. Think you can stop what we do? I doubt it. We got the energy. We'll tell you all about it. I've had that on loop. I love
I
it.
I searched for my spark and I found it. It's such a good line.
Have you seen like all the F1 teams are using the song and everything? All these Tuvlo, all the celebrities are using it. They're like,
Sorry,
it's
I've
such a
seen
good
so many
tune.
American creators use the
Ben
sound.
Swan, all them, yeah. I'm
The
like,
girl who did I'm Looking for a Man in Finance,
yeah.
she used the song in her
She got a record deal.
I know.
What?
But she only got a record deal so that she could, because I saw she made a video about this because someone was like, she got a record
Okay.
deal, like she's going to get scammed, blah, 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 blah. And this is why you have to use, you're never seeing all the information online. Because a lot of
100%.
people are like, oh my God, she's getting scammed. Like she's got all this money from this record deal and she's going to have to pay that back if the song
Yeah.
doesn't sell. She didn't get a record deal. She got like a thing where she
Give the rights to them and they pay her.
yeah, and
Yeah.
to like put the song out there because obviously so
Yeah.
many DJs were using the song and she's like not benefiting at all.
Yeah, she couldn't collect
She
the
has like
royalties
the
from it.
copyrights or the
Yeah.
trademarks or something like. But like that's why I love TikTok. Like you can literally just put up a song like that and your whole life can change in like an
Yeah,
instant.
absolutely.
An instant.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else I've thought of? Can I just say, guys, it's really important to go vote in your local elections this week. I know if you're like, oh, I don't know who I'm voting for. I don't really, I'm not interested in politics. Please, for the love of God, think about everything that's happened over the last 4 or 5 years and think of who was in power over that and use your vote wisely. Please don't be misinformed. Do the like research yourself.
Yeah.
It's just so important to not buy shit that people are saying online. And look, you know what? I'm going to say it. I don't care. I wasn't going to say anything about this, but I am. There's one woman in Castle Island who's going for local elections. I'm not going to name her. I actually thought at the start that it was a joke. And then I realized she was actually running for it. I've never seen someone base their campaign off perpetuating hate for someone else, number one. Number two, the misinformation that she's spreading around is disgusting. All she is like encouraging people to be racist, encouraging people to like, I don't know, like just be so like, I don't even know what the terms are in my head to say, but basically to be so horrible in your thinking. Like what she's posting online at the start, I genuinely thought she was a comedian. No, she's actually running for local elections. And like if you're letting people like that in to like power to look after your constituency, you are absolutely fucked. That's one thing I can tell you. You are fucked. She made this
Yeah.
big thing about how a mosque was built. Sorry, the fury, you can actually hear it in my voice.
Yeah,
She
no, I hadn't heard about this at all.
she made like this big TikTok about how a mosque was built in Kerry and yada yada, and was like basically slagging off some like local Kerry politician for like getting planning permission for like people like whoever wants to go to that, who wanted the mosque built. God forbid somebody's a different religion to you. She's a Catholic, pro life, all this and all this shit, like stupid shit. And I'm not joking. She genuine I think I can't say the things I want to say because I would never stoop to my level to incite the level of hate that this woman has. But if you look at her videos and you enjoy them, you need to look in the mirror and actually think, God, I've really, really turned into a horrible human being. And that's the tea. Mic drop. And I'm leaving
That
that in, Rebecca. Don't edit that out.
No, I won't edit out. But if someone with that level of hate in their heart
Yeah.
gets into power, it's never going to be good.
Never
Like,
going to be good.
even if your beliefs are the same as hers, which number one, we don't support that on this
We
podcast.
don't support that. So you're listening to the wrong podcast if you think
You're
that.
listening to the wrong girls. But even if you have the same beliefs as someone, if someone's overall like power play in life is to drag other people down to lift themselves up, whether that's exposing someone, whether that's, you know, inciting hate on others, they're never gonna be the person that incites change.
Never. And
They're
you
only
need to remember
fueled
that,
by other people who are doing good.
yeah, like, and this woman is so uninteresting that she's built her whole campaign around another politician. Can you imagine being that uninteresting that you knew, like she knew in her heart, nobody would have looked at her and cared enough for what she said
Yeah.
because she was so boring and so uninteresting that she genuinely made her whole campaign around another politician. Get a life, like.
But that's what I mean. If your whole shtick is exposing someone or tearing someone down, like, and you're getting popularity for that, that is the universe lifting you up so they can drop you from even higher. You know, they're making so that you're down.
Amen.
So if you're like, it's so icky, like even
Disgusting.
online, people who like expose people or those tea channels, when they're building a community off of that, it's off the downfall of other people, and that is never a good karma or good energy.
Yeah, 100%. Karma never misses an address, guys. But I just think it's
one-liners today.
I'm telling you, I was just so passionate about it, and I was like, I won't say it on the podcast because I was actually gonna make a TikTok about it, and I was like, no, I won't, Neve, don't, because I literally, I actually think that this woman is insane, and I'm like, I mean that seriously. I actually think she needs help, but I was like, if I drag her and all her weird, like,
this is the thing,
people
if
on
you
me,
want all that energy, but that's what I mean. Even by you making that TikTok and like,
yeah,
not
I'd incite
exposing
more
her, but,
attention
like,
to her, and I wouldn't.
yeah,
That's why I was like, I'm not even
from
saying
the
her
wrong
name.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely not. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm not
we
even
don't
saying her
want to
name.
platform like, we're not even saying the
You
name.
know, I was actually going to write a letter to the Taoiseach. I'm not joking. This is what I was going to do. I was going to write a letter to the Taoiseach, and I'm being 100% serious in this. I was so close writing a letter to him by being like, look, over the last 4 years, we haven't had a good example of leadership. Like, we truly haven't. We've had a rotating Taoiseach, and now you've come in that nobody's voted for. Like, I really respect everything that you said in regards of like Ireland recognizing Palestine as a state, yada yada. But we need good leadership because all of this far right racist shit that's going on in Ireland needs to stop. We literally, it's like all these Irish patriots that they say. It's like, are you
It's
actually?
just so crazy because anywhere you go in the world, there's
Irish
pocket of
people.
Irish people. Like, I
Irish
literally
people,
met a
like,
man from Montreal the other day, and he was saying how there's loads of Irish in Montreal with like
Yeah.
Irish second names
Yeah.
because
Mm.
during the famine or during the genocide of Ireland,
Mm.
all the kids arrived and their parents had died on the ships, so they
Yeah.
were orphans, and the Canadians were allowed to adopt them only if they kept their Irish name, which is a
Oh.
piece of history. But my point is, he said it and I said it, and the Italians I was with were saying, no matter where you go in the world,
You'll find
there's
the
a
Irish.
pocket of Irish people.
Yeah.
So small, but we are everywhere.
Yeah.
So out of like for us to be like, oh, we don't like other people coming here, or for that narrative of
Yeah,
like
it's stupid.
people shouldn't, for whatever reason, live in
Yeah.
Ireland. It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. Like the fact that like the Irish don't even want to live here anymore. Like all of our friends have gone. And it's like none of us want to live here. So the fact that you're like, yeah, well, keep Ireland for the Irish. Number one, like, where are you getting all of this time to go to all of these things and like blockade these areas? I have work during the week. I don't know about like what you're doing, how you have all this spare time to incite this much hate online. Number one. Number two, like, what are you worried about that they're going to take your house? Like, are you actually dumb? Like, nobody can get a house here. Like, do you know what I mean? Not one person can get a house in Ireland at the moment. Like,
But God forbid they have a child and the child wants to travel and move abroad. Are they
yeah,
saying,
imagine your child went through the same hate. Like, it's just, oh, sorry. It's just insane to me. Like, I'm like, what is going on?
it's so insane to me how anyone thinks that anyone from any part of the world shouldn't move.
I
And
know.
like,
I
you should
know.
be only so delighted that people want to come to Ireland, experience Irish culture, and like move here. Maybe it is for a better life.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't have a choice. Whether they do have a choice, they don't have a choice, I don't think is relevant.
Yeah.
Because
I just
I
don't
think
think.
people should be allowed to settle where they like. The world is open. I have traveled so many places around the world. I would love to
Mm,
have the opportunity to live in multiple parts and not to gentrify it, because that is a different issue.
yeah.
Gentrification is
Yeah.
huge.
Different. Yeah.
That's pushing people out of their own homes and raising the prices because you are a higher earner and you can afford to pay, and then you are like, oh, I'll pay higher rent, which I think should be illegal.
Yeah, I
Either
agree.
way, I think, God forbid, people want to have a better life or are refugees. Like,
Mm.
a refugee isn't going to arrive at your front door in the morning and take your house. Like,
Yeah, and I'm sorry, it's not like they're coming to Ireland and they're literally like, yeah, I get to sleep in a tent. Like, nobody wants to do that. Like, are you actually dumb? Like, this is the thing that annoys me when they're, yeah, no, they don't look after everything. Whatever, shut up. Like, and do you know the amount of them are like, there was something recently and I was like, that is literally a baseless accusation. That is not accurate information. Like, go get an education around that. And he was like, oh, I've hired interns on this, yada yada. What, you're paying somebody a tenner an hour to like look up shit online on Facebook? Go away and get
he's
like that.
asking ChatGPT.
Literally, like, I'm like, oh, it's just insane, but it just infuriates me. So maybe I'll write a letter to Simon Harris and just be like, yo, please, for the love of God, step up because we need a bit of help around this. Do you know what I mean? But I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know.
politics.
I really
I
don't know.
entered the politics era during the pandemic in 2020, and I really was researching Irish politics and stuff like
Mm,
that. And it actually sent me down such a negative spiral, and I just had to stop.
I know.
Because
But that's so understandable, but I don't think it's an excuse for anyone who's living here not to vote.
no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. That's not
Yeah.
what I'm saying. If I
Yeah.
was in Ireland, I would still be voting and I would still
100%.
educate myself.
Amen, Queen.
Like,
Amen.
at times of elections, you should.
Yeah, I agree. And even local elections, so
Yeah.
important. Like, yeah, 100%. But no, that snap election, that was even my head was messed around that time. But I think I'd love if the Social Democrats got in, girls in Tralee. There's this really lovely girl. She's so young as well. So you know that like there's going to be like great change made with her. I think her name is Mistura. She's amazing. We'll tag her on the podcast page so you can see
Yeah,
who she is.
we'll give a recommendation.
Yes, we
You
will
should all do
because
your own research, but this,
yeah.
who
And
I would be
I had the
voting for
leader.
if I was at home.
I had the leader of the Social Democrats, Holly Cairns. I had her on my industry podcast when she wasn't even the leader.
I love her. Wait,
Yeah,
that episode must have got so many listens now
it
since she
did.
like.
Yeah, it did years ago, and that was when she was doing all the work on the mother and baby home. So I've
I
always
love
been a
them.
Social Democrats kind of voter, but I think that you should check her out. And yeah, we'll recommend her on the page. And yeah, I just use your vote, even if you don't really know. Just please just do a tiny bit of research.
Yeah.
Google if you like them, then vote.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
all
voting is so sexy.
because there's huge European elections all over
Yeah, it's the same day.
Mhm.
Both of them are going
So
in.
even if you're not in Ireland, there are European
Yeah.
elections going on all over Europe.
Rebecca, you've no idea how many are going for the European elections in Ireland. Like, you know, the way normally in the ballot vote, like, or the ballot, there's like a few names. It's literally going to be a massive long page now because there's so many people going for it. It's insane. Like in your constituency, they said that this year there's like record numbers of who's going for
I just
it.
hope the people going for it are the people that, are want to incite the type of change that the
Yeah,
world needs.
because I've seen a lot of stupid campaign posters that are like Ireland's for the Irish and all this on their can you imagine with your chest like putting that up like
No.
shut up, and they're all like Ireland is full and all of this on their fucking things. I'm like there has to be like some level of IQ where people
But also, like, the world is full, like, it's overpopulation. Like, it's not just
yeah
Ireland, the whole world is full. There's so many,
literally
like, there's just too much of it. Maybe just don't have a child.
yeah
Maybe just don't
yeah
co-create. Maybe just use a condom.
yeah
Do your bit,
honestly
use a condom.
do your bit, yeah, honestly pal, but
These
yeah.
people shouldn't be procreating. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say it. I said it with my chest.
And you're dead right, girl. You're dead right. But yeah,
I love how all your thoughts are like so well formulated. Like you're saying, and I'm just like, maybe just use
yeah.
them.
But do you know what? Sometimes you don't even have to have the well formulated one. Sometimes it's just better, even better, to just say, just use a condom.
Speaking of well formulated opinions,
Yeah,
Neve did the most stunning, beautiful, gorgeous, like pitch deck-esque
for LinkedIn.
LinkedIn post about the Pay Attention Pod. We all know I'm not a LinkedIn girly. I do have a LinkedIn, but I don't use it. But Neve uses it. The post was so good.
Very good. And I got a lot of people decided to view my page after it. So
Ooh.
interesting. A lot from America as well, which was quite interesting. But
Yeah, because you
yeah.
did mention a lot of, the SEO is SEOing.
What can I say? What
Oh,
can I say? What can I? But we're gonna post it on the Instagram as
yeah,
well.
because we're coming up to a year and Neve did like a whole thing about our
Mhm.
podcast. And I love the angle you went in of like, we've had no paid promotion,
Yeah,
no social media strategy,
and no managers.
like no managers. We have been approached
Yeah,
to like do that. Nothing. And like
nothing.
this is what we have reached,
Yeah.
which is actually so slay of us. Like
Sometimes you gotta
20
believe in your own sauce and be like, you know what? I don't think you're the right fit for us. And we were just like, no, you're not. So we need to just keep pushing on our own.
And I was actually saying when I was vlogging earlier, like we're fully doing it for the hope of it all, like for the like joy, the
Mm,
hobby, like
yeah. And for the girly pops that when they message us
Really?
directly, or if we
Oh,
meet them
sorry.
out and they're talking to us, I'm like, yeah, girl.
Speaking of messages, we got an anonymous message the other
Did
day in
we?
reference
Oh
to
yeah. Oh, we did. I was like, did we get a new one?
I didn't think I had referenced or talked about this in the podcast, but evidently I
I don't think
obviously
you
have.
did. This is where I'm confused, right? So I thought, did she do it on the podcast or did she do it on your YouTube? Or are they in your close friends and they don't know who that person is?
I don't think my close friends is very small.
And like girls, like that form is so anonymous. Like we really don't know who sends anything
We
in.
don't know who sent it, but the submission says,
Yes.
Rebecca, please tell us about this UK trip. I know I talked about the UK trip
Yeah.
and the mystery man. Well, and this, and then in capitals, mystery man. Hello. I love how they typed it because they typed it as if it was me or you.
Yeah. I'm like, was it last week when we said the thing about, the things? Yeah, yeah. And maybe somebody picked up when I was
'Cause I
like,
was gonna edit that out actually, and I didn't.
yeah. Well, I
Um,
think it's good. So
For the listeners, I went to the UK because me and Mr. lives in another country, get
get
along so good,
along so
always.
good.
And I really don't believe in keeping anything secret, but I do believe in keeping things private.
Yes.
So there is a mystery man, and he is in the UK. Out of all the, because girls, if you
I'm so glad you're finding out about UK, man.
if you've been listening to this podcast, me and Eve started this podcast delving in about our dating lives
Yeah.
so much.
So heavily.
And
So
we
heavily.
really turned a corner for 2024 of just.
Well, also, I'm not dating, girls. I haven't been on a date in about 8 months, so there's really, truly nothing to give y'all. Nothing.
And I just think like you know, your dating life is only a portion of your life. It's not
Yeah, it's not the
neither
main
of our lives
character.
revolve around men.
Yeah.
But we obviously stopped doing that. And of course, I moved to Rome and met someone who is stunning, beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, but does not
10 out of 10. And he got the stamp of approval from me.
Yeah, and you did that.
Love him. Love him. He's so nice.
Yeah, no, he is really nice. And
Yeah.
what did he say? He was the person who said, I'm playing an international game of the floor is lava, which I love. But
Yeah.
he also said, he was like, because I sent the screenshot of the submission to him. And he
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, am I going to be introduced to the Rebecca cinematic universe? Because that's what he calls like everything I do online.
Everything he did. I love
Cinematic
him.
universe.
Like, he's so funny.
He's very funny.
Oh,
And that's why I was in the UK. I was visiting a man, and I am going to the UK again for Taylor Swift, but also
to see
a
your
man.
lover.
You know what? Yeah, no, he's really nice, and
He is actually really nice. I love him,
he's
guys.
really nice. So we'll see how it
And
goes.
guys, honestly, if you could picture what you thought Rebecca's type was before, everything that you know about Rebecca's type, you could not expect who this guy is. Honestly, it was even for us. You were shocked as well. You were like, "Oh my
You know
god!"
what? I just think like I've always said if you line up everyone that I've
Mm,
like actually dated like more
yeah,
longer term,
yeah,
they're all different vibes. And that's because at the end of the day, I'm a vibes girly. And if the vibes are
yeah.
vibing, if the synchronicity is synchronizing, it just works. But
I'm
yeah,
so
we had
happy
our
for you.
first date in Italy, which was fun.
It's so cute.
It was
Oh, I
cute.
love you
The
guys.
lore's actually so cute.
The
But
lore goes crazy.
I don't
Okay, because
want
Rebecca told a secret, I'm going to tell everybody a secret on the podcast as well. I was
Oh my
supposed
God,
to
we're
move to
exposing
Canada.
her.
I was
You're
supposed
telling this
I'm
secret? Oh
telling
my
this
God.
secret. Yeah,
Girls,
because
get
you
the
came
popcorn.
clean. I was supposed to move to Canada this month. And I'm not anymore. So all of my talk about me saying I'm moving to hopefully I'll be gone by then, yada yada yada, over to the other side of the world. Take a pin in that and pop it, because that balloon is popped. I'm not going to Canada anymore. I don't really feel like there's any point in getting into why we're not going to Canada anymore. When we looked into it, it was like really it was working out like majorly expensive. I wasn't going to like where's the place? Vancouver. I was going to Toronto. So I was really going to like a massively expensive city with absolutely zero research done. And we booked the flights pretty quickly after the visas came in, then did the research. That was panicking us, that we were just like, look, I was like, this doesn't feel right. Like, for me, I don't think I could go in June anyway, because like my gut was just yelling at me and I was like, something's wrong here. So not going there anymore, but I will be going back to the UK. I haven't decided where in the UK I'm going yet, so you can try guess. But yeah, I'm going back to the UK. So yeah, after all of that, girlies, I initially moved home to Ireland from Manchester to number one, set up a company. Did so much research. My target audience wasn't in Ireland. So I said, I'm going to push that out by 3 or 4 years until everyone comes back and starts setting up babies. That was the first thing. Then the second thing was, okay, I want to travel. Then it was picking the place to go. Then it was getting the visa. Bear in mind, I went up and did like the biometrics, like paid
Like the
for the
Canadian visa is like it's not like you just did an online form to
No.
get like an Australian visa. Like the
Yeah.
Canadian visa is a pro. But I think it's great.
Yeah. Well, look, I did it anyway.
Plans always change.
Yeah, 200 and something on the visa. And I got a police out. I did everything. I literally told my neurologist that I was going. So I actually have to email her this week saying I'm not going anymore. But look, plans change. You just gotta listen to your gut. And it was a big no, resounding no. So we were like, no, let's leave it off. So that is that. That was my secret. I was supposed to move to Canada. I never moved to Canada. I'm still living at home with my parents. 28 years old. I've got no money, no job prospects. No, I do have money now though, because I haven't wasted it. I just thought I'm going to be blowing through about 7 or 8 grand this close to my 30s, just trying to get set up in Toronto. And that was just not vibing with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, you listen to your gut. You didn't just go through with it for the like whole like, well, I've
Yeah.
told everyone going now, so I should go because like
Yeah.
I can't change my mind. You can always change your mind. You can
Yeah.
always go and come back. That's
Yeah.
one thing I believe in. But
Yeah.
you can always not go and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Change your mind.
And I
Like
think, girls,
doesn't
like, it's very
matter.
important to know as well that, like, for me, going and coming back wasn't an option because
Yes.
I'm not a normal person here. I do have a neurological condition. I do have to get treatment for that. And on top of that, I also work for myself. So there would have been a lot of logistics had I gone and come back. It would have been an absolute nightmare for me. So for me, cutting it where it was like the best decision to make. But yeah, that's all our secrets that we've been keeping from you guys.
That's all our secrets. Yeah, we'll both be in the UK a bit more frequently.
Who
Wow.
would have thunk
Is
it?
there anyone
Hayden,
in the UK that wants to work with us and
who
like give
wants
us
to
a
who,
podcast
who wants to
studio?
come to a live show in the UK?
Wait, actually,
I know potential.
no, but we
Potential.
could, because you won't be going to Canada now.
I know. We've loads to think about.
We
But
do have loads to think about. But
ahead of next week's episode, we are going to be literally posting the anonymous link every day for stories,
yeah,
dilemmas,
yeah.
topics, memories over the last year that you've enjoyed over the Pay Attention podcast. Because the next week's episode, by the time it goes out, will be our 1 year anniversary episode. So we need to spice it up. I might get a spicy margarita for it and like,
I'll
yeah,
get a Hugo.
yeah.
Take away Hugo from Dolce.
Oh, unreal.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
So
my God.
excited.
Yeah, we'll
Happy
do,
birthday to
it's our
you.
birthday.
I know.
like,
We get
who
2
would have
birthdays a
known?
year.
If you told Joe what we should do for our birthday, for our podcast birthday, did you ever hear about the website Dear Future Me?
Yes. So you write a letter to yourself, is it?
In the future? So we
Yeah.
should write a letter as like a collaborative letter
Oh my God,
to
yes.
our podcast next year.
Yeah.
Like
What you
we
want to achieve, yeah.
what we want, like what we think is going to happen. Because like
Yeah.
if you had told us the 14th of June,
Yeah.
2023,
We're so
all of
different.
the lore that has happened, not only with this podcast, but with both of our lives over the last
Oh
year,
my God, like it's been
and where we
insane.
would be now, and what like that you think you're moving to Toronto and then you're not moving to Toronto, and now you're
And you
thinking back to the
started getting short
UK.
nails and you've gone back to your natural hair color and like you were going back to the UK and like, oh, it's just crazy. And like you moved to Rome like when you're supposed to go back to Australia and now you've got a boyfriend in the UK and like it's like all these things. It's like, what the hell? Like, do you know what I mean?
What the heck?
What the heck?
We should do that, like a Dear Future.
Yeah, we
I did it once
should.
before when I was living in Dubai, and it was very interesting when I came back.
Why? Because when you looked at it, you were like, none of that happened.
Yeah, and I was like, Vinny walked out on me, like, can't believe that happened.
That lore will live forever. Oh my God, oh, you crack me off, Rebecca. You're so funny.
Different things happen at different times for different people.
I'm telling you.
You know what I realized? In 20 days, I'm going to be at the Taylor Swift concert.
I know, how exciting. And when you were buying that last year, you didn't think that you'd be going with your boyfriend this year. Like, isn't that insane?
It actually is insane.
Like when you actually think of that, like, oh my God. Because I remember watching you on live because we were recording the podcast that day and you were like on live trying to get them. I was like, oh my God, that's insane.
I was trying to get those tickets and I was like, but I'm so excited. We're going to make friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to make all the, like, to trade at the concert.
Do you know what's so funny? I keep thinking in my head, you know, all the men in Manchester that I turned down because I was like, I'm moving to Toronto.
You just have to circle back, or maybe don't circle back.
I don't want to circle
Just be
back.
like,
There's a reason. I just am weak at myself. Like, it's so funny.
But that's like, I think if both of us are proof of anything, it's just like plans change and that's fine. And you don't need to feel ashamed. If what you
No.
thought was going to happen doesn't happen, or something different happens.
Yeah.
Because you're always on time for your own life.
When I refunded those flights, I actually had a weight taken off my chest. I knew instantly we made the right decision. And ever since, all we were seeing was like TikToks and videos and people saying to us, you made the right decision. I knew somebody who went and came back and like they spent so much money. And I was like, oh my God, thank God. But yeah.
And like everyone's different. Like if you're listening and you're planning on moving to Toronto and you're like, but if you don't have a bad gut feeling, then you don't need, you know what I mean? Like just because Niamh's saying that she didn't go.
Yeah, mine was different though. Like I feel like everyone's a circumstantial 100%.
That's what I mean.
Like, you know what I mean? But
even when you did come here, like when you told people to, like you had so many like
the reactions were like
but We
know.
were at the restaurant. We sat next to this Canadian couple, and Neve
Mm.
was like, "Oh, I'm moving to Toronto," and
They
their
literally were
reaction,
like,
like, and it was just so weird because,
yeah,
like, you could have sat next, and they could be like, "Oh my God, like you're gonna love it."
amazing. Yeah,
I don't
but
know. It's
yeah,
weird how like the universe
I know.
always gives you like little signs and synchronicities
I
to show
know.
you're on the right path.
I know. I wonder
If
this
you
time next
haven't
year will
got a
I be a
sign
mom?
for
I'm not joking. Like if I ever do get pregnant, it'll just be loads of clips of me on the podcast being like, "I can't wait till I become a mommy and all this," and then I'm like,
um,
"Oh, love." Okay, well, guys, that's it for this week. We love you
yeah,
very much. Thank you for tuning
we
in,
love you all. Thank you
and I
so much.
feel like we really spilled the tea this week.
We actually really did spill the tea. And also,
Yeah.
just a piece of advice, girls, if there's anything you're going through, just ask the universe
Mm.
for a sign
Or
because
pray to
it'll show
God in
you.
your whatever you respectively believe in. I
Yeah,
always pray to God and ask for a sign, and
yeah,
He always answers.
yeah. Just ask for a sign. Just be like,
Yeah.
I'm like, ask for a really random specific sign. Be like,
Mm.
if I should do this thing, show me a blank.
Sometimes it's not that straightforward. I don't think either. I feel like sometimes you won't get that sign, but something else will confirm it. Like, do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like you were saying there, all the drips and drabs were confirming to me over the last few months that
yeah.
it was like a no.
You just have to be present in the moment. And
Yeah.
sometimes we're not present enough, which isn't good.
Yeah. That's so true. So
Mm.
true, baby girl. Okay, we love you guys.
Hasta la vista. See you next
Bye.
week.